All right. Well, good evening, everyone. How is everybody doing tonight? I am so excited to be with you. My name is Tiffany Howard, if I haven't had the privilege of meeting you yet. And I will share a little bit of my story here in a minute, but I would love to know where are you coming from? Put in the chat. Where are you coming from? And why are you here? I would love to know. Do you even know why you're here? Did someone share with you about what we're going to be speaking on? And would love to know that as well. I am actually from Dallas, Texas, but I'm currently in Florida, in the beautiful sunny state of Florida right now. It's what I love about what I do. I get to do it from everywhere, all over the world. And as much as I love Florida. So I'm here in a hotel, and hopefully my internet is going to hold up for us tonight. But we're going to have a lot of fun together. I love seeing all this in the chat. We got some more Floridians. Is that how you say it? I don't think so. But you're from Florida. I love it. Texas too. This is so great. Well, I'm super excited to share with you. And I want to get started with what are you going to hear tonight? Why are you actually here? And if you are on this Zoom, I want you to know that you should feel really special. No, I'm for real. The person who invited you sees something in you that we are looking for in partners. And we'll share a little bit more about that. But we didn't just open this Zoom up to anyone. You were hand chosen because you're someone who the person who invited you believes you want to make a difference in the world. You want to matter. You want to see the world changed, and that when you align with something, you move on it. And so, if you're here, I hope you feel really special tonight. But I want to let you know that if you haven't seen, and unless you live under a rock, you know that we are in a huge health and financial crisis in America. 9 out of 10 Americans are really screwed up in their health. I'm just being very honest with you. They have something called metabolic dysfunction. And if you don't know what that is, you're going to know exactly what that is and why it matters to the world, but why it matters to you personally. By the end of the Zoom, you will hear how we are the only company in the entire world with the proven solution called metabolic synchronization. And if you have no clue what that means, we're going to help you out with that tonight. 9 out of 10 Americans are struggling with metabolic dysfunction. And basically, it means that their metabolism is broken, and mine was too. And you're going to hear how we have not only the proven solution, but we are about to take this mission all across the world. We truly have started an incredible movement, and we are inviting you to be a part of that, to fix your metabolism and to share it with others. More about that tonight. Want to share a little bit that we are a multi-billion-dollar company, and we are going into a trillion-dollar space right now. And we are in our pre-launch of this movement. And honestly, we're only months away from the launch, and we're looking for high-quality partners, which is why you were invited. And so I want to share a little of my story tonight. I'm a mom. Some of you may be parents as well. Put in the chat if you have any kiddos. I have a special needs princess. Her name is Peyton. She's 17 years old. She was actually only 7 when I started Optavia. And I have twin girls who are now almost 13. We're entering the teenage years. 3 when I started, and so it's so crazy to see how fast they grow up. But I actually been married for 22 years to my first love. I'm one of those that have been with the same guy forever, and I'm so grateful. And I found Optavia a decade ago because I've battled obesity my entire life. Anyone else relate to that? I put in the chat if maybe you understand, or maybe you have a family member that struggles with that. And looking back now, knowing what I know, I realized that I actually had metabolic dysfunction as a young child. I was put on my first diet by the age of 8. I learned to fear food very early in life, and I lived in cycles for over 20 years of being all or nothing thinking, over exercising, guilt. Anyone struggle with guilt? A lot of shame for decades around food. Because if I can be honest with you, food was my best friend, but it was also my worst enemy. And before finding this solution, I actually had lost and gained 100 pounds 4 times in my life. And 2 times I had lost and gained 200 pounds. And so I thought I had done everything right. Y'all, I had discipline. It wasn't that I didn't. I worked very hard, but my body never felt like it cooperated. My weight always rebounded. I never had any energy, and I was foggy minded at all times. And I was just sick and tired for being able to win this battle. And I thought it was my fault. My entire life, I blamed myself and believed it was my fault. But knowing what I know now about metabolic dysfunction, I realized it wasn't my fault. And I thought all the symptoms that I was struggling with was because of my weight. But what I now know is my weight was actually a symptom of metabolic dysfunction. See, my metabolism was broken. And when I finally understood that and I stopped blaming myself and I fixed the root cause instead of just chasing the next fad, that's when everything changed. And so a decade ago, I lost that last 200 pounds and I have kept it off for a decade, y'all. But I couldn't do it for 10 days anytime else in my life. And not only have I kept the weight off, but my life, I've continued to get healthier and healthier year after year because of what I've found here. And so I paid it forward 10 years ago. I said yes to coaching when I never in a million years thought I would do this. But if I can be very honest with you, it changed my family's legacy forever. The lives that we've been able to impact and the income we've been able to earn. 10 years ago, my husband Andy and I worked three full-time jobs each, and we were living on government assistance. But I will tell you that through coaching, we've actually helped a lot of people get healthy and $15 million dollars in 10 years. Y'all, I never thought that would be me. I never thought that would be my life. But because I was so passionate about this gift, and y'all, I'm telling you what we've done already in the past, we have already impacted 3 million people. But what we have done within Optavia is nothing compared to what we're about to do and what we're building. And so I want you to know that what we're about to launch is built on years of real results, real science, and real impact. Our founder, Dr. Wayne Scott Anderson, he's the most amazing man. He was one of the first board certified critical care surgeons, and he was always fixing people. He always talks about how he was fixing people once they got sick, but he wanted to go on a mission to get Americans ever landed on his table. And so I want you to know that our company is publicly traded on the New York Stock Exchange. So y'all, everything I'm telling you, it is the truth. You can look it up. Our company has 40 plus years of best in class scientifically developed fuelings. We have zero debt. We have over 174 million in cash and cash equivalents and investments. We are recommended by thousands of healthcare professionals, and we are named U.S. News and World Report Best Places to Work in 2024 and 2025, and the second fastest growing health company in 2020 and 2021. And y'all, that was before we came out with what we are about to share with you tonight. Company has also paid over 3 billion in commissions in 2017, and you'll hear how we have the best compensation plan in the world. We say we make a great impact in people's lives, and we get paid really well to do it, and then we get to take that income and make a greater impact. And now we are entering our 3.0 era. And we are about to start a health revolution that will truly take over the globe, y'all. We are so passionate about what we have. And now I want to introduce someone who brings the science and credibility behind everything I just shared, and he makes the science make sense. Dr. Mike Mills has been in the trenches of metabolic health, insulin resistance, and chronic disease for understands this research at the highest level, and more importantly, he knows how to explain it to us normal folks who are not doctors and not scientists, or maybe that's just me. And want you to know that he's going to share with you why this matters and really help you to understand what we're talking about. So, Mike, thank you so much for being here. Just love and appreciate you and your amazing wife. Take it away.
Thank you so much, Tiffany. Your story is exactly why I have placed my focus in this specific arena of health. For 24 years, I've watched the decline in health of the patients coming into my practice. I work with providers in every discipline, and there is full agreement that this is the biggest health crisis affecting our country. Metabolic dysfunction is an insidious problem impacting every corner of America, across every nationality, every social economic group. Metabolic dysfunction is affecting over 90% of adults in America, which is over 232 million people. It is the upstream cause of 9 of the top 10 causes of death in our country. So, what is metabolic dysfunction? Most people understand metabolic health as their metabolism. It's our body's ability to appropriately convert our food into energy. When this system breaks down, it leads to diabetes, high blood pressure, elevated cholesterol, and an increase in visceral belly fat. Sadly, these problems have become so common, we often look at them like they're normal, and we just underestimate the devastation it's causing to families, our healthcare system, and our economy. How did 90% of us develop metabolic dysfunction? For most people, it's not their fault. We have developed a way of life that makes us sick. The number one cause is our sad standard American diet. It's high calorie, high carb, high fat, low protein, and has very little nutritional value. Our consumption of unhealthy, toxic foods is at an all time high. In our pursuit for convenience, we forgot about health. It's a recipe for high insulin, high inflammation, which is the root of metabolic dysfunction. Now, add into this a high stress lifestyle, millions experiencing sleep deprivation, low activity levels, low skeletal muscle levels, and you have a recipe for metabolic dysfunction. The early signs creep in slow as low energy, sugar cravings, inflammation, weight gain, low sex drive, skin disorders, brain fog, and stubborn belly fat. Unfortunately, these symptoms are dismissed because they show up decades before they can be detected in blood work or diagnosed, and traditional medicine does not have a solution. So, ladies, moms, all those symptoms you've been sharing with doctors and friends, it's not in your head, it's metabolic dysfunction. Men, that lack of drive, all the aches and pains, the erectile dysfunction, lost motivation, it's not just getting older, it's metabolic dysfunction. It's robbing us of our quality of life and disrupting our homes. Trust me, I can relate. Even with all my postgraduate certifications in nutrition and exercise science, my wife and I had metabolic dysfunction. We thought if we ate clean and exercised, it would work out, but it doesn't. At the time, our kids were 9, 11, and 13, and we were working hard in our careers and as parents, but all of these symptoms were showing up. It took finding this system to get our health back online. We realized the first step to creating the life we wanted for our family was to put our oxygen masks on first. The solution, a complete metabolic reset that creates metabolic synchronization. This is our proprietary process that brings your metabolic health back in line and gets your metabolism up to speed. This is what creates the lean, strong, energized body you desire. The fastest and the most impactful way for this to happen is through our nutritional protocol and our products. Stories are powerful. Yet, as a healthcare provider, I wanted to see a double blind clinical trial. And that's exactly what we have. Our system targets your visceral fat with a 14% reduction in just 16 weeks. It ensures quality weight loss, with 87% of the weight lost being fat. And while preserving 98% of your lean mass and protecting your most valuable metabolic asset, your skeletal muscle. This is how we improve our body composition. These claims are real. They're research backed and they're unsurpassed. Why is this so profound? It's profound because visceral fat, or that fat that we accumulate around our organs and in our midsection, is deadly fat. This fat is a living tissue that literally becomes an endocrine organ, producing inflammatory chemicals that spread throughout your body and create hormone disruption. Our system targets this visceral fat. It improves your insulin sensitivity, therefore lowering your blood sugar, lowering your insulin levels, reducing blood pressure and blood lipids. This completely supports the reversal of metabolic dysfunction. These aren't just interesting statistics. This is how we reverse the cause of chronic disease, increase our health span, and improve our quality of life. This is how you regain the energy and focus to be the moms, the dads, grandparents, friends, neighbors you want to be. The reason this is proprietary is because this research is specific to our system. It's comprehensive because we don't just stop at helping you with your nutrition. We have a proven process to address stress and your mindset, fitness and your strength, sleep and your energy, and how to create an environment that supports a sustainable lifestyle. Each is essential to creating metabolic synchronization. This isn't a quick fix. This is the real life solution you are looking for. In this research, there is a force multiplier. You receive a personal metabolic synchronization coach. With your certified coach and our community, you will lose 10 times more weight and 17 times more fat. We also provide you with the Habits of Health system created by our co founder, Dr. Anderson. This is a step by step guide to make healthy habits second nature. You become part of an amazing community where you can build connections both in person and virtually. And best of all, we have made a day in the life of your metabolic reset simple, convenient, and affordable. And here's how it works. You will have 6 nutrient-dense meals throughout the day. 5 of them will be our fuelings, which are specifically designed to guide your body into a targeted, strong fat burn. They provide you with all your daily nutrients as well as probiotics to enhance your digestion. Our fuelings provide you with the convenience and simplicity, while our lean and green meal gives you that savory, delicious, high protein meal you love. Simply put, the problem is a breakdown in our metabolic health called metabolic dysfunction. The solution, our proprietary comprehensive system that creates metabolic synchronization. And to bring this to life, I would love to introduce you to Gabby. Her story is absolutely amazing and a perfect example of what happens when we synchronize our metabolic health.
Thank you so much, Mike. It's actually so good to be here. And I do want to share a little bit about my story because for such a long time, what I thought I was experiencing was just me failing. I was doing all of the things I was told to do. I was trying to eat better, trying to move more, and I was trying to be more disciplined. And I've done this with workout challenges and diets like it was my job. And then I would give up after little to no results because my body wasn't responding. I would lose a little bit, gain it back and more, but truthfully, I was just gaining weight at a rapid pace and not losing it like I wanted. I was exhausted, and I have 2 little girls who felt like were gaining energy by the day, and I was losing all of my energy and crashing on the couch every afternoon. My hormones were an absolute mess, which sent me into early menopause. Nobody could explain why. I've been to multiple doctors who said it was idiopathic, would give me amazing stats of how this only happens in one of how many thousand people, but it would never give me an answer as to why. I truthfully had so many doctors give me crazy things like straight faced looked at me and said, "We don't have science to help you right now with your weight, but maybe someday in the future." I had another doctor tell me, for real, if I was born in China, I wouldn't be this way because I would have been given ginger from the time I was born to help with these issues, but we didn't have Chinese medicine when I was born in the USA. Another practice tried to send me to Mexico for stem cell transplants. And it was all because of my weight. So you can see, like, I was going professional to professional, practice to practice, and appointment to appointment, test after test. And essentially, I was just written off. I was told, this is just how your body is now. Nobody ever gave me the words metabolic dysfunction, but the signs were all there: 300 pounds and unable to lose weight, tired all the time. Everything Dr. Mike was saying, I was that. I mean, I was the perfect picture of that. I was lucky to be alive, 300 pounds and 30 years old. My age is matching my weight. I'm feeling awful. Can't have any more kids. PCOS is driving me crazy. Like, there's everything that you can imagine. And the hardest part of all of it was my body's dysregulated. There's no science to help me as far as I knew. and the mental toll. And if you can understand that mental toll, put a 1 in the chat, because that mental toll of there's no answers is exhausting. When your body doesn't respond, you start to believe this is the problem. You start to believe your lack of willpower, you're a failure, and there's just no future besides I'm overweight. Then literally everything changed. Not because I found another diet, not because I found a workout. And I promise I didn't go to China for ginger treatments, but because I finally addressed my metabolic dysfunction with structure, science that works, and support. And I started Optavia. I started with a coach that has done this before, knew what I was feeling. And for the first time, I was able to do something that my body responded to. My weight started coming off within the first month. I lost 26 pounds and my energy came back. My hormones were balancing and my thinking started to change. My thinking started to change. The biggest shift was not physical, it was mental. The physical change was huge. The mental change was bigger because for the first time in maybe my life, I felt control of my choices instead of controlled by my cravings, fatigue, controlled by frustration. Food stopped being chaos. Decisions stopped feeling heavy. I wasn't fighting my body anymore. I was working with it and my body changed. I lost 145 pounds in 10 months, but in that process, something else happened. And of course, like that big weight loss was dramatic, but in all of that, I got to be the mom that I wanted to be. I got to be the wife I wanted to be. Not only did I lose the weight, but it was more than that. This wasn't just about me anymore. I looked around, I looked at my family, I looked at the women around me, I looked at how many people were not just like me, but exactly like me, struggling silently, being dismissed. If you silently struggled ever in your life from your weight or metabolic dysfunction from what we're describing, put a 1 in the chat because you're right there with me and you're believing the same lies that I believe, that you're going to be stuck like this forever, and you're not. This wasn't just aging. This wasn't just genetics. This wasn't the life that I was meant to live. And I couldn't keep this to myself anymore. So I decided, that's it. I'm going to join the movement. There's a movement going on and I need to help these people that are around me. Not because I wanted a new title, not because I thought I had time to do this, but because I could not possibly see another mom fight for her life like I was and not be supportive just like I needed. I started to coach and I didn't know what I was doing, but I started with one person, and coaching allowed me to take what I experienced and turn it into an impact, to walk alongside people because I knew what they were dealing with, and to remind them that they're not broken. You're not broken and you're not weak and you're not alone. If anybody can tell you you're not alone, I can tell you you're not alone. In 2025, just this year, I got to walk alongside of 100 people to take back control of their health. Parents, friends, family members, people I never knew and never met in my life. People who were told this is how it's going to be for the rest of your life. And now they get to know better. They get to know there's more than this. It's bigger than weight loss. This is about restoring hope. This is about metabolic health. This is about giving people their lives back. I said yes to my health. And it changed everything. And now I get to say yes to helping others do the same, because no one should be written off and no one should walk this journey alone.
Hey guys, Deanna Asencio here, my husband David, and I want to start really simply with why I'm even here. I didn't come into this looking to improve my metabolic health. I came into this because I had a crazy, fast-paced, high-capacity, go life, and I was exhausted. Anybody else? But within 4 days, I realized something that changed everything for me. This wasn't about my weight. It was about what I was eating, and I see now how my metabolism was functioning. I wasn't looking for metabolic health 9 years ago. I was looking for energy to keep up with my life. But in 4 days, it was clear my body, thankfully, wasn't broken. It was responding to what I was fueling it with. And then something else happened. Within 7 days, I realized I couldn't keep this to myself, because what I was feeling, that low energy, brain fog, lack of motivation, that's not rare. That's the pain most people are living with and assuming it's normal. So within a week, I wasn't just helping myself anymore. I was helping other people. And that's when this stopped becoming a program and became a mission. And this next slide, it matters, y'all. 90% of Americans are metabolically unhealthy. That's not other people. That's your friends. That's your family. Just like Gabby shared, people you care about. That low energy, stubborn weight, inflammation, brain fog, high blood pressure and cholesterol, everything Dr. Mike mentioned, type 2 diabetes, this isn't a motivation problem. It's a metabolic health crisis. And here's the key. When demand is this massive, studies say that in the next 10 years, it will be over $5 trillion. The opportunity isn't created by hype. It's created by need. And what we're building is intentionally simple. It's a system that transforms lives. It's a community that pays it forward, and purpose-driven capitalism. What that is, y'all, is that is getting paid well to do good. It's not about selling products. It is about solving a problem that healthcare and diet culture have failed to solve. And when you solve real problems, income becomes a byproduct of impact. Now, let's talk about what's in it for you, because transparency matters. This isn't a top of the company math. This is real, repeatable math based on helping 5, 7, or 10 new clients a month, not hundreds. And so what I'm going to share with you right here is this isn't strangers or cold calls, just consistent service. So 5 people a month, as it shows right here, over the next 3 months earns you $6,500. 7 people per month, that earns you over $10,000. And 10 people per month over the next 3 months earns you over $15,000. What you're seeing here is what happens when people do simple things consistently in a system that works. And in case you're curious, this next slide, it shows the average yearly income of all coaches. And I want to be very clear. These are earnings, not sales volume. Many direct sales companies, they hype team sales numbers. This right here, this is income earned. This is money paid out. And like Tiffany mentioned earlier, since 2017, we have paid out over $3 billion in commissions and bonuses to the field. And y'all, I've shared what's possible on a 3-month basis. But what about in the long term? What you're seeing now isn't a projection. On that next slide, it's not rank. It's not a story. This is my actual monthly income year over year for the first 6 years of my business. I want to share you this so that you can understand what's possible for you. I started coaching in August of 2016. This is December of 2017. 1 year in, my monthly bonus on a part-time basis. In 2 years, my monthly bonus almost tripled. The following year, my monthly income more than doubled the previous year. The next year, and in year 6. Real months, guys, real payout, real consistency. And most companies will show you what could happen. We show you what does happen. And it didn't come from hustle culture or burnout. It came from solving a real problem in a massive market with support, systems, and leadership. And right now, we're in a pre-launch window, and that matters. This is a $1 trillion metabolic health market, and we're building something intentionally from the ground up. But you might be thinking, I'm not a scientist or a doctor like Mike. I'm not techie. And the good news is you don't have to be. I saw this opportunity when I heard a former hairdresser talking about her success. All of the heavy lifting is already done for you. Clinical research, done. Proprietary formulations, done. Manufacturing, check. Technology, customer service, tools, check, check, check. This isn't a startup where you're guessing and duct taping systems together. This is a fully built engine that's just now opening its doors wider. And pre-launch, means you're not building the plane in the air. You're getting in early with infrastructure, support, and leadership already in place. And we're not looking for everyone. We're looking for people who feel called to help build something meaningful.
Awesome. Now, look, prior to this, we were not destitute. Okay. By most standards, we were fine. We were actually good. But the truth is, we were trapped. As a dual income household, we were getting by, but we just weren't getting ahead. We didn't have margin or a platform to pursue bigger goals to build what we actually wanted. Looking back, if I had said no without getting informed, my health, my career, my family life would be unrecognizable, the word, unrecognizable, not today, and guys, not in a good way. Okay, this opportunity just didn't show up how I thought it would. Honestly, it didn't fit my expectations. And let's just call it didn't fit my ego or my timeline. To think I almost dismissed it and how that would have been such a costly mistake. But here's the reality. If you keep making the same actions, you'll just keep getting the same results. Different outcomes require different decisions. Someone reached out to you because they see something in you and they cared enough to reach out to you. If you're tempted, like I was at first, to dismiss this simply because it feels unfamiliar or uncomfortable, that's not discernment. That's resistance. Don't decide from ignorance. Get informed. Ask hard questions. Then make clear decisions. Yes, no, like a professional. And here's what I want you to understand before we go any further. Choosing to get informed is a decision. Choosing to do nothing is also a decision. Both come with consequences. Now, in a moment, we're going to show you a short video. I want you to watch this with this in mind. This video isn't just about health. It's about choosing an opportunity and what that can mean for your entire life's direction. It's a split screen of two futures. One where saying yes opened up new doors, not just to health, but to bigger possibilities and a whole new outlook. And another where doing nothing meant staying the same or drifting in the wrong way. Opportunities do not come around as often. This is about seeing what your life could look like if you step forward instead of standing still. Most people don't choose their future. They just drift into it. So watch this video through that lens. And then after this video, Tiffany's going to walk you through a simple next step, not a commitment, just a way to get your questions answered so you can make a clear, informed decision. Roll video, please.
Take the holy waters watered down, and this town's lost its faith. Our colors will fade eventually, so if our time is running out, day after day, we'll make the mundane our masterpiece. Oh my love, I take one look at you, you're taking me out of the ordinary. I want you laying me down to the dead and buried, on the edge of your knife, staying drunk on your ride. The angels up in the clouds are jealous knowing we found something so wild. We'll be ordinary. You got me kissing the ground, we'll be sanctuary. Shadow me with your touch, oh Lord, return me to dust. The angels up in the clouds are jealous knowing we found hopeless hallelujah on this side of heaven's gate.
Thank you guys so much for sharing. And I hope that this inspired you. I know that, there's two different things that we'd love to invite you into. First, who's on your heart that needs this? I would love it if you'd put in the chat who is coming to your mind as you were listening to David and Deanna. Whose story, who do you know, like Gabby, who needs to have a metabolic listening to Dr. Mike Mills, did you see yourself in some of those scenarios? I know some of you on here, maybe you don't have a weight issue, but you've always been wondering why you don't have the energy, why you feel foggy in your brain every day, why you can't focus, right? There's so much more to this than just weight. When we started with Optavia, we started as a weight loss company with a proven solution that changed so many of our lives. But what we realize is that we have something that 9 out of 10 Americans need. Do you realize the magnitude of what we have? 90% Americans die because of something related to metabolic dysfunction. And the other 10%, it's due to car crashes, and we can't control that. But 90% need what we have. And so I want to take a minute to invite you into this opportunity first for your own metabolic reset, because everyone who partners with us is a client. Whether you need health in the weight loss space or not, there's something that you need. And then we want to invite you to partner with us. I'm telling you that what we are stepping into is something that is about to transform the health conversation and take over the globe. That believe in what we're doing. And we are going to launch this with hundreds of thousands of coaches. But here's the truth. This is the ground floor. We are creating a movement, and those that say yes right now will have an advantage over those who wait. We are in the beginning stages, and in a few months we're about to launch. And so those that are here, it's honestly like an unfair advantage. And so if you're here, it's because someone saw something in you, that you're not one of those people that wait and you let other people go first. You're one of those people who say, no, I see this opportunity and I want to step in and I want to change not only friends' futures, but families. You want to change your legacy. You want to change how you're known, because one day I believe with being, y'all, that we will go down in history and my name will be a part of the ground floor opportunity that we have. And I want your name to be in that same book. And so here's the thing. There was a day that I made a decision. When I said yes to this, I did not have every detail. I didn't know all the answers, but I knew I could not ignore what I felt. And I had to share this with others. And that decision changed the trajectory of my life and my family's legacy forever. And so we've come to the most important part of this presentation. And there's only one question left. What are you going to do with what you've heard tonight? Ever known you were meant for something more? If you've ever wanted to do something that truly mattered and that would be known in the history books, this could be the moment that changes everything for you and your family like it did ours. And so what we want to do is invite you to take the next step, not make a permanent decision, but just take the next step and get some questions answered and see if you may be the right fit for what we're looking for, and we may be the right fit for you. And so we're going to drop in the chat a jot form that we would love you to fill out. On this, you're just going to give us a little bit more information. We're going to talk what options you have to commit. There's a pre-launch partner coach business kit for those that are already clients and you're already on your own metabolic reset. It's $199 to partner with us. Y'all, Deanna Asencio herself, who just shared with you, when she got in one time on an opportunity that she saw, she had to pay $20,000. $20,000. Most things, that's what it cost. But you can be a part of the biggest movement in history for $199. If you need to be a pre-launch partner and have your metabolic reset, because everyone who is partnering with us, they are on their own health journey in one facet or another. You can't do something that you don't live out. That is approximately $599. And if you want to partner for a 16-week metabolic reset experience just on your personal health journey, it's about $1,600. And if you are looking for a micro franchise investor experience and a 6-month reset partner kit to get a metabolic scale, it's about $29.99. And so I would love you to fill this out. Just put what seems like the best fit for you, and we'll answer more of your questions. And I will tell you that maybe this is where your story intersects with ours. Thank you so much for being here tonight, and we look forward to partnering with you in the future.